So ever since the early 90s, the Mazda Miata has kind of held the crown for the roadster around the world. A lot of cars being great competitors, but never really being able to compete long term. But now, Toyota has something that might just do the trick. What's up? Welcome back to the Metalhead Car Show. So just last week, Toyota unveiled the Toyota Sfr, a car Toyota has teased for years to be a third car in the Toyota sports car lineup. This is the first thing in a very long time that might have a chance of competing with the Mazda Miata. But as cool as this thing is, this thing has a very weird and kind of sordid history. So today, we're going to go over its history, my thoughts on it, and what I both expect and hope from it. So let's get right into the video. So yes, Toyota has greenlit a two-door, rear-wheel drive, manual sports car that runs on recycled dinosaurs. And with Toyota having the Supra, the Corolla GR, the Yaris GR, it is so exciting to see this thing come out because we know exactly what Toyota is capable of. But the one weird thing about this is the Sfr was originally unveiled in 2015. Yes, it was unveiled in 2015 at the Tokyo Auto Show as something to be Miata competition. But what makes that even weirder is, back in 2015, it was actually based on the Miata chassis. This is going to be sharing the exact same chassis along with the Miata NC, alongside a rumored Alfa Romeo Spider. Toyota owns the fact that they share chassis, they can save a lot of money on the cars, and they can put more money into making cool things. So this is where the first problem started. You see, unveiling this car back in 2015 means Toyota was unveiling this car on the Miata NC chassis on the final production year of the Miata NZ. 2016, Mazda went to the Gen 4 Miata, and there was no plans of this thing using that chassis, which frankly is the most confusing part about all of this. And alongside that, there was no further rumors of there being an Alfa Romeo Spider coming out. So that meant this car was now kicked into the void until this year, meaning Toyota was completely silent about this car they wanted to do to complete their three sports car lineup alongside the Supra and the BRZ, or the GT86, until this year, 2024. Because despite they still don't want to use the Gen 4 Miata platform, which I generally don't know why, it makes a lot of sense. They are choosing to use a platform which is currently being used by Suzuki and Daihatsu, being a front-engine rear-wheel drive convertible. But since they're going to be using this new Suzuki chassis, the plan is to make it the most powerful version of the now three cars on the chassis. It's still going to get a manual transmission, it's still going to be a rear-wheel drive, but it's going to be making 150 horsepower from a variant of a Yaris GR engine. And frankly, I think down the road, if we ask really nicely, Toyota might put the three-cylinder Corolla GR engine in this. Which frankly, that would be the thing that sets this aside from the Miata. Miatas are awesome, we all know this, but in the almost 30 some odd year history of the Miata, there's only been one that's had any sort of serious horsepower upgrades, and that was the Mazda Speed Miata on the Gen 2 platform. If Toyota brought out a Sfr GR with the turbo 3-cylinder that makes like 270, 280 horsepower, this thing would be a riot. And it would be realistically the first car to take down the Miata as the affordable, fun roadster. Because there's been attempts. You've had the Honda S2000, you've had the Fiat Spider, you've had the Ford Capri, the BMW Z3, but none of them were quite able to do it. So my hopes for the Sfr, Toyota should have at least one option, one base model option that's fun to use, that goes under the $30,000 marker. Cars are getting very expensive, I know, but if they can have one car, one version that goes under that, I think that'd be an awesome thing into the market. I think you should have both a higher end track focused car and a higher end or like luxury car, or a car that just has like all the tech options you could want. And you should have the GR Monster that makes like 280 horsepower. If they can do all of that, I think they're going to be set to be a serious threat to the Miata. Now, I've talked a lot about performance in this video, which I think is going to be important with this car, with Toyota's GR program being what it is right now, but I gotta talk about the looks. First off, the rear end. The rear end is awesome. Toyota knocked out the park on that one. I'm hoping that this doesn't change at all. If you look at this thing from the side profile, it's super cute. It's like a stretched out Mini Cooper, Fiat 500, Beetle. It looks great, it's cute. look at it head on and it's suddenly very angry. Not angry, I'm not going to give it that much credit, but it's very angry. And I think it has a really fun end result. And seeing as though it's based on small cars, we know it's gonna be a small car. So I think all the proportions work really well with this. And again, if they can make an option that has good enough tech and the price is low, this thing will sell so well. So the only other thing I'm kind of confused by is if they didn't want to use the Gen 4 Maiata platform, it is what it is, whatever. But why not use the BRZ platform? I know converting a car to being a convertible is kind of tricky and the chassis can lose a lot of rigidity, which very well may be the case of why they didn't do it. But with that said, you do have a pre-existing front engine manual rear wheel drive platform that could have got a serious facelift and could have been the convertible. Would it have worked? Not sure, but just an idea. But I want to know, what do you think? What do you think of the Toyota Sfr? Are you interested in this thing? Would you go buy one? And if so, what do you want to see from it? Let me know in the comments. Actually, one more thing. SFR or Gen 4 Maiata? Thank you all so much for watching. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed what you've seen. I post on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and I'll see you later.